gambling?
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the Full House at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
They play JJ. Mary Tyler Moore.
I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that.
It's that time. It's Tuesday, and the big old water cooler goes up now. We got to get a sponsor there across this water cooler. It's so great, crystal clear water, and it's time to gather around it for the weekly, bi-weekly actually meeting of the water cooler gang to offer opinions and facts and information and commentary, and just like all guys do, hanging out, whether it's at the bar or whether it's at the coffee shop or whatever it may be, around the dinner table, just talking about sports. And today is we push aside the grim news of the government shutdown, and this is why we love sports. We can talk about things in our own world that don't affect other people but affect us. So it's around the water cooler time today. Coming up in the program, we've got the Go Long segment, which means each person will pick a commentary and talk about it. We've got some interesting subjects from the gang today. Tom James on his way in as we speak. Drive careful out there, Tom. Don't hurry. And we've got our favorite. We missed it last week, guys. That's the great segment. I did not know that.
Yes.
So we have to have
a great one.
All right. Well, you bring it. Let's go. I want to see a little spark around here.
There's a blatant disrespect for female sports in this country, and I'm going to point it out.
Wow, JJ's standing up for the female
bringing the
sports.
wood. Yes.
Wow. Okay. What do you think, Tom?
I make a lot of jokes about female sports on this show, but this time they've been slighted.
You know what it is? Just your doctor buddy coaching. You finally brought you around. You're a female side, okay?
Wow.
All right, Tom, what you got going today? It's going to be
I saw a travesty last night that didn't need to happen in Major League Baseball.
Baseball, okay.
And it's all because this has been something that could have been fixed 2 years ago, or could be fixed as quick as saying, we're going to have it tonight.
Okay.
And it's about time we have it.
Okay. Okay. Basically, mine's going to be fairly simple. We're going to talk a little bit about why Alabama gets no respect and whether or not they deserve to be number one. And Tom James, I believe we're going to talk about the no-hitter by the Marlins, which went unnoticed on Sunday, I guess, huh? He wants to talk about that. I didn't even realize they had
a no-hitter on Sunday?
That's what he says.
Miami Marlins.
Yeah, I didn't even know it. So it went on it's the Marlins, what you expect.
Exactly.
So, meanwhile, it's still football season, and we've got some interesting games coming up. We won't pick them today. We'll pick them on Thursday. We do our Pick Six contest. JJ should be getting the results in today or tomorrow to find out the winner. And meanwhile, I may change my mind and do an audible Peyton Manning style on my commentary, because after what I saw last night, the umpires in that Rays game made me want to throw up.
It was it
was a horrible call.
Besides that call,
okay, stop with my Go Long segment.
So we can't talk about the umpires at all?
Okay, well, anyway, we know if that's your subject, we'll respect that. But I tweeted about it last night.
I know.
Balls and strikes was bad, too. That was I thought Price had an awesome game. He did go the complete game, but, man, I thought he got hosed on
but did you hear what Washington said after the game?
Ron Washington?
Yeah.
No.
He said, I went back and looked at them, and they were good. They were great pitches. So there you go. Maybe they weren't so bad after all.
Exactly.
Maybe they were strikes. Anyway, those are the things that we talk about. Tom, you got some news about the Army, about the Air Force Navy game, right?
The Navy Air Force game. You thought it was bad that if you swallowed Clorox bleach, you couldn't call the CDC and find out what to do?
Wait a minute, you can't do what?
You can't.
Oh, I just hold it. I got to go to the hospital.
Yeah, Drano, don't call the CDC. Well, also, if you're a Navy alum or an Air Force alum or a fan of either football program, sorry about your luck. They're not playing this Saturday. Government shutdown has canceled the football game.
If they weren't playing each other and were playing
that's a very good question.
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
Because Bama's not going to let that slide.
Depends on where the game's being played. Probably if it's being played at Montana, it'd be played. Well, might be my guess.
I don't know. How would they fund the
trip?
The trip?
I don't know.
I think it may be
probably have to forfeit the game.
I think it may be a forfeit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's a good question.
They're lucky they're playing each other then.
But
what's Army doing?
Let's look that up.
Here's what gets on my nerves. You're telling me a government is shutting down and they're turning down the option of making money on gate receipts and everything? How crazy is that, buddy?
There's all kind of stuff I don't understand about that, Tom. Also, today we'll start looking at
cancel Boston College Army game.
Well, there you go.
There
There's the answer.
So it's been canceled.
There's speculation that it could be, but not officially yet.
Well, this thing ain't going to end tonight. I can tell you that. So anyway, we're going to update the Heisman. We'll look at the wild card game coming up for the Rays, and in general, talk about the baseball playoffs and college football as well. So, JJ, what's the headlines today?
Well, big headlines in Tampa, good or bad, depending on which sports you support. In baseball, obviously good. Rays 5-2 winners last night. Complete game by David Price. Longoria went deep, had 3 hits, just an all-around great win for them. Now they have a couple days off before they play Cleveland on Wednesday. The other sport in Tampa, football, Josh Freeman saga continues, buddy. Apparently, Shiano's been in contact with every single team today regarding a trade for Josh Freeman.
You know what happened? He is AHHD.
Yeah, he's on the drug.
And he takes Adderall, but he took some kind of drug last year that was different than Adderall for it, and it was not on the list. So he got bumped, and he flunked the physical basically.
Yeah, that's
and
weird.
now what happened after that? I don't understand, because we said the whole time something bad happened for this guy to go suddenly.
And that doesn't seem that bad.
It's something missing here in this story. There's a big hole in the story.
Because he took a different kind of Ritalin, or he took Ritalin instead of Adderall.
Something like that. But there had to be more to it than that.
Exactly. You don't even get suspended for that.
I don't quite understand.
So anyway, now he's saying they're pressuring, Josh Freeman's pressuring them for his release.
Yeah, you know why?
Would,
he gets his $6 million.
Exactly. So just weird stuff going on with Tampa. Like this, you did not expect this 4 games in the season with the Buccaneers. I thought they were supposed to have a pretty average year this year, but it's becoming some Jets
It's a disaster.
type drama. Exactly.
Absolute disaster.
And tonight, big game, National League playoff wild card game. Cardinals Reds, Johnny Cueto, Francisco Liriano, big time matchup, and Russell Wilson will be out 4 to 6 weeks.
Really?
Yes.
What's wrong with him? What happened to him?
Knee surgery.
Knee
Underwent
surgery.
arthroscopic knee
I
surgery.
missed that. Did anybody see that game? I seen him
No,
get hurt?
Russell Westbrook.
Oh, I thought you said
basketball.
Wilson.
No,
That's a whole different deal.
no,
I don't.
no,
Westbrook. Well, he's not even playing yet, so
Right.
it doesn't matter.
But when the season starts, he'll
Well, but he's got 162 games. Russell Wilson's only got 16 plus postseason. So
Westbrook plays basketball, buddy. Point guard.
I know who he
Oklahoma
is.
City
You
Thunder.
think I don't know
they
who
don't
Russell
have
Westbrook?
162 games.
No, well, they have a whole bunch of games.
82.
It was a figure of speech.
Okay,
JJ.
I didn't know. Well, you said the exact number of baseball.
I could have said a zillion.
I know. You said the exact
I know who
number of
Russell
baseball.
Westbrook is. Yes, I'm aware.
And,
I'm aware
that's
of who
about
he
it.
and I also know Kevin Durant. You want the rest of the roster?
Also, last night, the not Marlins, the Dolphins got smacked in the mouth.
Did they ever? And I picked them. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did too, buddy.
They did not cover.
They're good for the first quarter. All right, so that's what's going on. Lots of stuff coming up, including Go Long. I did not know that. Tom James on his way in. We'll talk to him about lots of topics. It's around the water cooler. By the way, I think Dave Pingalore will be with us, but I couldn't get back to him today. So we'll try Ping, see if we can get a hold of him during the break. And meanwhile, tee it up and fill up that water cup. It's time to go around the water cooler right here on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
Having the motivation and making the commitment to quit smoking is a great first step towards becoming smoke-free.
However, anyone who's tried to quit smoking knows how challenging it can be. Having the determination to quit may not be enough. You may need some help. If you're ready to quit smoking and are between the ages of 18 and 75, currently smoke 10 or more cigarettes a day, and can commit to participating for 24 weeks, you may be interested in a research study which is being conducted to evaluate the use of investigational drugs to see if they can aid individuals in their quest to quit smoking. To help you quit, smoking cessation counseling and all study-related medical care will be provided at no extra cost. You may also be reimbursed for your travel time. To receive more information about this study, how you can participate, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. That's Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala, 352-629-5800. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
Ocala Radio, WOCA.
Hurricane season is upon us. WOCA and Sunbelt Rentals wants you to be prepared. Sunbelt Rentals has the equipment to help, like air nailers, aerial lifts, chainsaws, chippers, and stump grinders. They have light towers, skid steer loaders, and generators, just to name a few. Sometimes you might need a little help cleaning up afterwards. Sunbelt has the equipment you need, like dehumidifiers, pumps, sewer snakes, wet dry vacs, floor dryers, carpet equipment, and more. And right now is the time to get it done, with 2 special offers just for WOCA listeners. If you rent Friday after 3 p.m. and return it Monday before 9 a.m., you will only be charged for 1 day. Plus, just by mentioning WOCA, you get 25% off your rental. You heard right, not 5 or 10, but 25% off your rental just by mentioning that you heard it here on WOCA. But you better hurry, this is a limited time offer. Visit Sunbelt today on Highway 27, just half mile east of I-75. Give them a call at 369-9101 or visit them on the web, sunbelt.com.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. We're in Florida. A mix of clouds and sunshine today. Watch out for a shower with thunderstorm this afternoon. The high 84 to 88. Tonight, partly cloudy, though 64 inland, 73 on the coast. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 84 to 88. For Thursday, clouds and sun with a shower with thunderstorm, high 84 to 88. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is Joe, and I'm your host for the new show, Damage Control. Every Tuesday morning at 10:30 a.m., brought to you by Damage Control Services. We're going to be discussing floods, fires, storm and tree damage, sinkholes, mold, and many other disasters that you need to know about, how to prevent and prepare for them, as well as what to do when it happens and what to expect after it happens. This is Damage Control, Tuesdays at 10:30, right here on The Source.
1370 WOCA.
WOCA. I looked at him and my blood ran cold and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you gonna die." Yeah, that's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes and he went down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a...
All right, time to go around the water cooler on a Tuesday version. We've got a jam-packed hour here, so let's get right underway with the guys. Hi, fellas. How you doing today?
Gentlemen.
Everybody in good voice? You got microphones on yet? Around the...
Is this on?
It should be called Around the Granite Table is what it should be. And I'm going to give you guys...
Knights of the Round Table.
I'm going to give you guys a 15-minute segment here coming up. I'm not going to call it free-for-all, but I'm going to say anybody can talk anytime they want to. So good luck getting in a word with Tom.
Okay, yeah. Just everybody's stepping on each other all over the place.
So this should be great radio, I'm sure. So let me just kick it off by saying a couple of small news notes. David Nelson, former of the Florida Gators, one of my favorite players. I loved him since he was a freshman. When he didn't play as a sophomore. I always saw something in this young man. wound up being a good, solid receiver, and was drafted by the Bills. Was cut. Now he has now been signed by the Jets today. Sent to replace. He won't replace him, but just Santonio Holmes is going to be out with an injury and hamstring. He was added to the Jets. Good luck on that. That won't last long. And then the Buccaneers waive Ahmad Block. Ahmad, who played on the national championship game of a team at Florida, 2 of them, matter of fact, and the guy that was a terrific defensive back. Obviously, the house cleaning begins in Tampa, so crazy things. Right off the bat, let's just throw it out there for a wild card discussion about the Bucs. You guys watch the games, care about the games. What do you think's happening there? Do you think Schiano was going to be a better coach? Why is so many things going wrong? What's your general thoughts? Just go ahead and jump in.
I view the games from afar. I'm not going to say I watched the whole games, but from what I see, they look really awful. Schiano, to me, was never the answer. He's a college coach. Seems like the kind of guy that will always be a college coach. He's going to get fired at the end of the year, no doubt about it. This whole Freeman situation is insane. It's now this Ritalin story came out. I think that's just a cover-up for something that's really going on.
Well, you got to explain that because some people don't know how he turned a radio. So what are you talking about?
Well, he has ADHD, so he has a different type of ADHD pills that he's prescribed. He took something that he wasn't
taking Adderall, right?
Adderall, but then he took Ritalin, and that's when the league tested him. He tested positive for that, but they don't suspend you. They put you on some type of list for infractions or something, but nothing really happens to you. So okay. I don't understand what that has to do with him being cut and not even dressing out at all. This is just a total 180 from what we thought was going to happen at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm. I think they just can't get out of their way because they've been in the games that they lost, but just like past Saturday against Arizona.
Sunday.
Sunday, excuse me. They're up 3 points, and Matt Glennon throws 2 picks to the same guy, and they lose the game.
I'll go with the angle of the coach situation. I mean, how many times have we seen a college coach go to the pros and succeed, or vice versa? Not that many times. It's a great exception. It's certainly not the rule, and it's a whole different world. So I think that Greg Schiano is certainly not the first guy to ever struggle with that.
Tom Coughlin's won 2 Super Bowls. Jim Harbaugh was in the Super Bowl last year, 2 college coaches.
Pete Carroll,
quite possibly
Steve
the coach
Spurrier.
of one of the best teams in the league.
Steve Spurrier, Butch Davis, Nick
Butch Davis was great at Cleveland.
Okay, that's why they laid him
Was Steve
off.
Spurrier great at Washington? Not really. He just didn't like it. He didn't relate to it.
Did Steve Spurrier's bank account benefit from Washington?
Totally
Are you kidding me? Of course. Did Lane Kiffin's at USC? Of course. Did he do a great job? No.
He went the other way. He went from the pros to college.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin was a pro coach.
I think that's a lot easier to do than college to pro.
Well, here's the thing about it. Here's you think Bill Belichick, okay? He's a good friend of Greg Schiano's. And what is Bill Belichick known for?
Discipline
and detail.
Yeah.
Correct. And
Discipline and detail.
what is beating the Bucs right now?
Not paying attention. Discipline and details.
Turnovers, penalties, coaching things.
Well, but and everybody always says, and I'm sorry, and I know he's a great coach and he's going to go down as one of the best. But remember, personnel has a lot to do with winning too. Because I remember Bill Belichick in Cleveland getting fired because he wasn't that good of a coach.
Well, let's not.
But then he gets to New England and he gets good personnel.
Man, he puts anybody in those positions and they win every single year. The Woodheads, the Tompkins this year, they're 4-0.
I'm just
with
telling
nobody.
you. I'm just telling you. He's got he's got somebody.
Brady. And
the defense is pretty good. We're going to see how good they are now with Will Fork out because now you can run on the Patriots now. But just please remember, Bill Belichick was a loser in Cleveland that lost his job.
Never mind that. I just saw a guy walk by.
A little bit.
Never mind that's not important. I just saw a guy walking by here with a Victoria's Secret pink bag.
It's a gift,
that's what I'm
buddy.
saying. I just thought it was unusual. I thought it was worth commenting on.
Gifts from
I said it's a free for all. I mean, what the heck,
buddy? You just helped me remember that my anniversary is this weekend. Thank you.
Well, good.
Well, there you go.
That was huge. That was really clutch.
What'd you have in mind, Tom?
Actually, luckily for me, it's already planned.
Oh, good.
Auntie Anne's pretzel.
Oh, and by the way,
it's your birthday coming up too.
Actually it is.
Next week or this week?
Next week.
I heard it was this week, according to my source.
Party.
Wow. Well,
All party at Tom James.
multiple celebrations. Never a bad thing.
Everybody at Tom James' house.
Then it's a free for all.
I got some interesting friends, and they're all coming.
I'm gonna throw this out for the free for all. I'm gonna throw this out in the free for all. I've decided, after much discussion with Buddy Martin and Tom James, and then soul searching amongst myself, that I'm going to leave high school referees alone the rest of the season. Just thought I'd go ahead and put that out there. High school referees are safe the rest of the season.
Did you have your collar turned around, Tom, or something?
Yeah. I think that must be what it is.
I didn't know he was coming into the booth here and making a confession. So.
I'm going to leave high school referees to their own idiosyncrasies.
Well, gosh, what prompted that?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's move on. All right, that's your one shot at the Bucks, okay? Now, we have one more free-for-all part of the segment.
The Dolphins are not very good.
And we can save it for later if we want. We can also talk. We can go ahead with our part of what we go. Let's split it. Let's do this. Let's split it up. Let's go ahead and do our go-long, part of our go-long now, and then react to it, okay?
Okay.
That way we'll have a little better. So who wants to go first on go-long?
Can I go first, please?
What's the group want to do?
He called it.
Everybody in favor of Tom going first, raise your hand.
Let's do it.
You got it. The co-host.
All right.
Absolutely.
There you go. You got voted in.
Last night, in a 5-2 win, move on, loser, go home, a pivotal play in the 7th inning, a clear trap where the ball bounced before it went into the glove of the Texas Rangers, was called out by a 6-man crew that didn't cost Tampa Bay the game, but had the possibility of costing Tampa Bay the game. A instant replay would have solved that problem immediately. Instant replay, which the players okayed 2 years ago with Major League Baseball, but the umpires have just come around to saying next year's good. Next year's not good. Let's implement it in the playoffs, and don't say you can't do it. The cameras are there. The technology's there for instant replay. You could go in now and say, you know what, starting in the playoffs tonight with the wild card games, traps will now also be part of instant replay. Bud Selig, as commissioner, could do this, and it wouldn't cost us a potential game like it almost cost the Rays last night in a win or go home situation. I asked the panel, am I wrong in saying Bud Selig should have this morning come out and said, we're implementing instant replay for traps, plays like that right now, starting with the playoffs tonight?
Yes, you're wrong about it. It's just too difficult to make that kind of a flip-flop that fast. Logistically. I don't know why or how. I just know that it's
yeah, exactly.
They're already set. They're ready to go. Next year, it's coming in. Rest
cameras
assured,
are there
next year it's
cameras
coming
are there
in.
already. You saw the replay on TV. The umpires could go look at that same replay.
Where are they going to go look at it? They've got to have
same,
monitors set up. They got to go where they're going.
They could send it to the same monitor they send fair and foul and home runs to.
I'm not even sure how you rule some of the traps though. Like, could you say maybe was this guy going to make it home?
That's the problem.
It's going to come down to exactly the way football does.
On a third out like that, it's really hard.
That's really weird.
Because the inning's over. I mean, and you had base runners trying to score.
Yeah, from second he would have scored, but
where
maybe he wouldn't have. Like, what do they say?
Which station do they wind up at?
And here's how you do that.
Yep.
I'll tell you
we have a rule in place with that.
Yeah, you just don't make the call. You just let it go.
On overthrows, if a player's past the base, he gets awarded the next base available. On a trap, if he's past the base, he gets awarded the next base available. Because that's the base he would have gotten to.
Well, there is precedent for it with the home runs.
Right.
So if they do watch the replay for the home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's the rule. After
home runs and foul balls.
Yeah. So they do put him back on the bases.
Yeah, they give him a double.
Or they give him a home run.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So there is precedence where you could say, like Tom says, you use logic. I mean, last night, who was it? Delvin Young was a hitter, right?
He was the hitter.
And who was on second to score? Was it?
Was it Will Myers?
Will Myers.
Will Myers scored. All right. So that run was in. I mean, for sure.
No question. He was
then,
halfway to home.
And then Evan Longoria would advance to third.
At least to third. And probably in that situation, well, maybe not. But for sure they had one more run and not an out, and they may have scored two more runs with a base hit.
Right.
So that's the problem with that call. It was a horrible call. And here's the thing about it. not that tough to make.
No,
you didn't
how's
need
a
replay to see
crew,
that.
How's a six-man crew miss that?
I saw it, and when I saw it, I
Did
knew
they
it
have
was
the
trash.
extra two guys
Yes,
last
they had
night?
six,
six people.
6 man.
That rivals the horrible call in the 1985 World
does.
Series.
It really does.
Except the result didn't result quite the same thing, but in terms of a call, it's just as bad.
It's pretty important time though now. So,
it's a
and the other
horrible
thing I don't know if anybody's
This is a
thought
win
about
or go
this.
home.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's thought about this, but once we have replay on situations like that, will the umpires have microphones where they come out and say, after further review? Are we going to have that? Are we going to get that? It's kind of fun.
No, they're not going to mic the umpires.
Come on.
They're not going to mic the umpires. But
that would be awesome.
Here's
That
what got
would be
me
cool.
Last night, the umpire,
They get mouthy.
he didn't even
nowadays.
want to ask anybody for help. How do you not get together as a crew and ask for help?
That's true. That was an unforgivable thing. Ask for help on that because
They're arrogant.
And did you see the shot of him? I forgot the guy's name now. The umpire on third base line, and they showed a shot of him. He must have seen replay because he looked sick. After that.
So guilty.
Yeah, he knew he blew the call.
That's the bad thing about it. He can look at that big jumbotron and see that he screwed up, and there's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah, because Major League Baseball, not like the NFL, although the NFL's changed that now, they show you bad calls in the NFL too. Major League Baseball shows the bad calls on the jumbotron right after it happens.
Yeah. Yep. All right, Tom's gone long. We have everybody have their weight on that. Anybody's got a comment? If not, we'll go to the second person. Who wants to go long?
I could go.
All right,
real quick. Let's do.
Don't go quick. Take your time. Go ahead.
Major League Baseball postseason sort of started last night. Sort of.
It has to be because it's extra.
Yeah.
I don't care what they call it.
It's kind of a tweener. It's a tweener.
It was a playing game.
Season ended. It's postseason. I don't care what they call it.
Okay. Well, the postseason started last night, and of course the Rays won, so now they have to play again in a one-game playoff, this time at Terry Francona's Cleveland Indians, a team that is made up of a bunch of players you really don't have any idea who they are. And the winner of that's going to play the Red Sox, best team in baseball.
That'll be fun.
Yes. The other series in the American League, Oakland A's, always get into the playoffs somehow.
Nobody even mentions the
wins.
Oakland A's. Don't
Exactly. Bartolo Colon leading them with 18 wins this season. Coco Crisp on the team. Moss.
Love that name.
Just players that only the Oakland A's could make go to the playoffs. And they play a team with only 93 wins, but you expect them to maybe win the AL, the Detroit Tigers. To me, it's going to come down to Detroit versus Boston's bats, Detroit's pitching. The second best pitcher on Detroit this year went 20-3, Scherzer. I think they're the team that's going to win the American League. In the National League, tonight you have the Pirates playing the Reds for a playing game against the Cardinals because they won by one game over the Braves to take the best record. And so the Braves, after 96 wins, get to play the hottest team in baseball, the Los Angeles Dodgers, buddy.
That's going to be awesome.
The one
Can't
team
wait.
as a Braves fan that I did not want them to play, they're going to play in a 5-game series. Clayton Kershaw versus Chris Medlin, game 1 on Thursday. I see probably the Dodgers or the Cardinals getting out of the National League, depending on what happens with the Braves-Dodgers series. But overall, going to be a really good postseason. I think a lot of good teams. The Yankees aren't in it, but there's still some, big-name teams. The Red Sox are in it, Braves, Cardinals.
Here's what
and we
gets
got
me.
our Rays.
Here's what gets me. At 94 and 68, first winning season since 1992. And the Pirates could still, after tonight, be at the house watching.
Welcome to the playoffs. You got one game.
Kids who were born the last time are just now legally able to drink.
The last time the Pirates were in the playoff, the greatest player in baseball pre-steroids couldn't throw out Sid Bream from shallow left
Game
field.
7.
Very
I love it. After March Madness, my favorite time of year. I'm so excited about the baseball playoffs. So good.
October, I can't make up my mind whether October or March is my favorite month. I love them both.
Yeah.
But
because hockey starts tonight, obviously. I know that's why.
Yeah,
that's why it is, buddy.
Blackhawks and Capitals, 8 o'clock, NBC Sports.
Think about March.
That's not your go long segment right there.
Think about March is you've also got golf. You used to have the Players Championship. Now it's moved. The Final Four. You got spring football if you care about that. You have so many things. You got baseball starting at the end of March. So many things happening in March. It's a great month, and the weather's usually pretty good. So it's a great month in Florida too. So you got spring baseball and stuff. So it's a great month. But I do love football, so I think I'm going to stick with October as my favorite month.
Well, let's make a quick World Series pick, everybody.
I made mine, but I'll go ahead and make them again.
All right, who did you like?
Remember I said I picked the Dodgers and the Red Sox, remember?
Okay. I like the Dodgers versus Detroit, and I like Detroit to win.
I'm going to take a repeat of the 1995 World Championship year for the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves and the Cleveland Indians.
Wow. No hope for the Rays.
All right, I'm going to stick with what I put down back in March in spring training. I'm going to say Cardinals, Tigers, and for the first time, I'll actually pick a winner, and that'll be the Tigers.
You don't pick winners or something?
I haven't up until this point. I just picked the series.
I like the Tigers
I'll
too.
go
Great pitching, great hitting.
I'm going to pick the Red Sox, by the way.
I'm picking the Braves. I'm a complete homework.
Of course we know that.
No way.
It's not even a pick. We just sort of push the button, and we know that's Tom's choice. By the way, you can write it in for the next 5 years, too. Braves.
The next 5 years, what, you think I'm going to be dead?
Yeah. Well, the franchise might be moved by then. You never know.
Whoa.
Here's what I want to say. If there's any real justice in the world, Cleveland will play Boston and beat the Red Sox.
Frank
Kona.
He came out today and said that there no chicken or beer.
Well, you took my quote. I was setting up my quote.
Okay.
And when they asked him about how he thought the Indians would play, he said, why they played so well, he said, we stayed away from chicken and beer.
All right.
I love it.
Wouldn't it be great, though,
Stoking the fire.
Wouldn't it be great, though, to see just for the sake of, because they've been so bad for so long, the Pirates somehow getting the World Series?
I mean, there's a lot of different possibilities. I love the fact, I like Puig. I'd love to see him in the World Series. He'd be a great player. He'll remind me of Clemente. There's something to be said for, obviously, for the Reds being back. You got to root for the Pirates. I mean, you could get
Major League Baseball would hate it.
Hey,
but
by the way,
Pirates in Oakland.
just so for the record, I'm still a Rays man, okay?
Yeah.
And my man Longoria is swinging a mean bat.
Yes.
And you see the shots they hit that got caught, for crying out loud?
That little jump
my
catch in
gosh,
center field.
All the way
Longoria
to the base
tore
of
the
the wall.
cover off the ball.
Did you hear
last
what the
night.
announcers were saying last night?
And Loney. There's that shot to Loney that the center fielder
Did you
ran
hear what
down?
the announcer said last night with how, when you're throwing an inside fastball at 99 miles an hour and the guy you're throwing it at looks at you like, big deal, I can still hit anything you throw
I
up
don't
here.
know how Longoria insided out that home run and hit it to right field.
He said everything
that
right.
was amazing.
He hit his first 2 hits to right field.
And somehow was
triple
in
and
on him
somewhere.
and down. And I don't even know.
I wish he would do more of that because he's a dead pull hitter.
Yeah.
When he tries to pull it, sometimes he misses the ball. But just one more word about my man David Price. I got to say it enough. I can't say enough
Wonderful
about
game.
him. First of all, we thought he was really it went twice this year dead in the water. First of all, he's hurt, didn't pitch well. Then he came back. He had a hot streak. Then he died again in August. And he picked it back up. But what I loved about him, he in that lineup against Texas, there were guys that really had hit him pretty well. And he went out on a night when he knew he had to, as you pointed out to me in your text, JJ, really had to refresh the bullpen. And he begged to stay in that game all 9 innings. And not only did he stay in that game, but when the bad call was made, that could have gone backwards. That whole thing, the next inning could have come unglued, but they played great defense. The guys swung the bat, and boy, I tell you, they got some great defenders. They're defensive baseball, shortstop, third base, all the way around, great defenders. So I'm proud of David Price. I've been a Braves fan this year. I'm hoping to get past Cleveland, but we shall see. We come back. We're going to take the rest of our going long, although I've been going long all day, and we'll see what else is on the board, and we'll talk about the Heisman. Is it too early to talk Heisman? Well, here's the thing, guys. We got a bigger sample now. We got, 4 games in? So we're kind of knowing a little more about the teams and a little more about the players. Time to talk about who's in the discussion for the Heisman Trophy, among other things, right here on a Tuesday around the water cooler. Listen to the program on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little bit of something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala. Proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Would you like to burn more fat and lose weight faster? Just exercise on an empty stomach. If you're looking for work, your skills and experience may matter less than your personality. Almost 60% of HR managers rate people with interests similar to theirs higher than applicants with better skills. Couples, we need to practice healthy conflict resolution during the day to get better sleep at night.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA The Source.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Phoenix Promotional Solutions, your company supplier of banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Where you give them approved artwork by noon, the next day by 4 p.m., you pick up your banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404. That's 368-2404. Don't forget, they do vehicle wraps also. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404.
All right, we're going around the water cooler today. We've got our Go Long segment. We're halfway into that. I think we missed a couple of people, at least one. Tom James, you want to go long today?
Yeah, I'll go long. This is you're going to pull my man card. Okay?
Whatever.
All right. What is it with the NFL? No matter how hard I try, which really isn't all that hard anymore, I just don't care that much about it. Last night, as I was getting set to watch the Rays-Rangers one-game tiebreaker, my friend texts me and he says, "This feels like the biggest game the Dolphins have played in over 10 years. And I paused for a second and I thought, huh? Before I realized it was Monday night. And then I realized I probably haven't watched Monday Night Football in over 10 years.
You thought Howard Cosell was still on.
I really don't know what happened. I grew up loving the league, but something changed. Maybe it's parity. Maybe it's because the NFL, to me, seems too controlled, not enough pageantry on Sundays that I enjoy so much on Saturdays. Most of all, though, I think it's the culture. The rise of fantasy football and the way it so dominates the conversation among friends during a game totally turns me off. Maybe one day I'll come back, but if not, don't take it too hard, NFL. You don't need me. You still win the popular vote via landslide.
I think you're entirely correct, Tom James, and I caught myself Sunday. I watched football Saturday for the sheer enjoyment of watching football. Georgia, LSU, Florida, Kentucky. Sheer enjoyment of why I watched Ohio State play Saturday night, Texas A&M, Alabama. Sunday, I watched the NFL, but I watched more Red Zone than anything else because I wanted to see who scored, and I kept clicking on my Yahoo to see how my fantasy team was doing. Yep. And that's what the NFL has become. I agree with you 100%.
By the way, what'd you say? This was a commentary from an NBA guy who hates the NFL. That's all I'm saying. However, I will say this, what's happened, and I said this to JJ Saturday, is that often what we do, we lose sight of the important things, as you alluded to. It's not just about fantasy football. You know, it's not about point spreads and betting the game. I find myself watching games. I don't bet, but I do picks. And it's really in the end who wins the game.
Yeah.
And who plays well and who performs. When you have a performance and a perform like last night with David Price, that's semi-heroic, you lose the value of those things. You got to remember that's what sports is. And we've gotten our eye off the ball there. You're right.
I'm more of an X's and O's goober, okay? And I realize that
you said goober. We didn't say that.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, but that's me. I'm a sports guy. But the fantasy culture, that kind of thing, it's killed it.
It brings in a lot of new fans.
Yep, and it's killed it for me. It's watered it down.
All right. Anybody else before we go to the next subject?
No,
all right.
I think we got it.
All right, here we go. Let's start off. We got time for maybe one now, maybe two for three. It's time for, we need music and presentation.
I got to work on this.
We got to get our crack production
I got to
studio.
work on this.
We need music, we need drum rolls.
I got to think of the perfect song.
All right, here we go. Here's the deal. This is called I Did Not Know That. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all know this. Well, I could have
wait,
two.
Wait. We'll let you know if we know or not.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. The WNBA Finals is going on right now, buddy.
What?
Wow. Yes.
I did not know that.
We did not know that. No.
Wow, I did not know that.
Okay,
JJ, you win.
No.
That's it. Okay.
But this is even better.
Buddy,
even
next
better.
segment. Yeah.
Okay, the Atlanta Dream is a team, and they're in it right now.
We're talking about the WNBA again.
Okay, the WNBA Finals will be played at an arena at Gwinnett Center, which is about 30 minutes from where they play at the Phillips Arena, okay? During the Finals, do you know why they can't play at their arena for their finals?
Who's in concert?
Disney on Ice.
There you go.
Let's celebrate.
Love it.
They have to go to the Gwinnett Center out by the Gwinnett Place Mall.
Because Disney on Ice
Disney on Ice is at the Phillips Arena.
I thought maybe you were going to tell me because Gwinnett High School had to play a basketball game.
Might as well.
Okay, ready?
Wow. I did not know that.
Buddy, I got one.
All right, go.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have 3 offensive touchdowns this season. The Bears, Cowboys, and Redskins each have 3 touchdowns from their defense this season.
Wow.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Well, together.
Wow. I did not know that.
I'll go next. I got 3 short ones. They're all different, but you can save your wow at the end. Number 1, Mariano Rivera's 42 career postseason saves, the most in Major League Baseball history. Nobody has more than 18.
Perfect number.
Number 2, 47 is the number you're looking for. Number 2, Chris Davis is the first Oriole player to win an outright American League home run title since Hall of Famer Frank Robinson in 1966. He had how many, JJ? 53 for a 4, whatever it was. And finally, former Heisman Trophy winner Ricky Williams sleeps in a dorm room with Spider-Man sheets. Wow.
I did not know that. Where's he at? Is he at Northern?
Something small.
Iowa University of Pennsylvania or something like that? Indiana University of Pennsylvania?
By the way, I said perfect number because his number's 42.
Right, I know. Exactly right.
All right, Tom James?
Is it IUPUI? Is that?
No.
Okay.
Something like that.
They're the Jaguars, by the way.
So Sunday was the last day of the baseball season. Marlins pitcher Henderson Alvarez became the first pitcher in Major League history to celebrate his own no-hitter standing in the on-deck circle with a batting helmet on.
Awesome.
The game ended on a wild pitch that scored the only run of the game. The Marlins won it 1-0. He had to take his batting helmet off to celebrate his no-hitter.
Wow. I did not know that.
Remember when
And I didn't
Pedro
even know there was a
Martinez?
no-hitter.
Pedro Martinez lost a perfect game because his team lost in extra innings with the Expos.
Yes.
That's a bad day.
We got time for Austin real
All
quick.
right, I got a local one. So we all know the shootout that Vanguard and Bowles were involved in.
Right.
A 61-51 victory, which totaled 112
For
points.
Bowles.
Right. Totaled 112 points, and that tied the county's fourth highest game. The other game was a game in which involved St. John's, and Crescent City defeated them 98-14.
Come on.
Wow.
I
did not know that. Good one.
That's why they don't have a football program right now.
Yeah, it's like Georgia Tech and Cumberland or something.
Before we go to break, you
222,
asked the
baby.
questions about this is the ultimate. I did not know that. Ricky Williams is the part-time running backs coach at the University of Incarnate Ward in San Antonio.
Wow. I did not know
that. Take a break. We'll come back and we'll touch on the Heisman after this timeout on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
The Source.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of Kinetic Motion Fitness here in Ocala, Florida. A lot of you have experienced our great classes in personal small group training, but did you know we now offer dynamic workouts on DVD? These high-quality, locally produced, effective DVD workouts can go where you go. Going on vacation? No problem. We can go with you. Friends and relatives out of town who are jealous that you get to come to KMF? No problem. We ship anywhere in the United States for free. Our great lineup of 4 DVDs includes Kinetic Achieve, Kinetic Couples, Kinetic Core, and Kinetic Campus. 4 great workouts for the entire family on DVD. Sound interesting? Check them out on our website at kmfocala.com. While you're there, check out our class schedule and come see us. We're only 5 minutes from downtown across from the Skylark Plaza. Visit kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. KMF will get you results at our studio or at home with one of our DVDs. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are. Visit kmfocala.com for more information.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price of fixed rate allowance.
Warning, there's been a zombie outbreak in Marion County.
Do you feel like a zombie in your old car? Are you embarrassed to be seen driving around town? Are your monthly payments sucking the life out of you?
You may be driving dead. Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. If you're driving dead, I've got the cure. All you need is $13 down to drive alive in a nicer, newer car today.
Why drive a car that rots your brain when you can drive a car that's not a pain?
Put just $13 down and feel alive in a nicer, newer ride. Plus, my guaranteed credit approval process could bring you back to life. Even if bad credit has held you back in the past, I'm saving Marion County residents from driving dead.
So trade in your terrifying old ride, bring in $13 to put down, and drive home today.
I believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car, and this week it only takes $13. But hurry, this offer ends once we've revived 47 drivers. My name is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or call 694-1234. Yes, 694-1234. See our Prestige.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Chris Faulkner. He's the founder, president, and CEO of Breitling Oil and Gas. He's on Fox Business News, U.S. News and World Report, and he'll be on AM Ocala Live speaking about the Keystone Pipeline.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
Maestro Matthew Wardell will be in the studio from the Ocala Symphony Orchestra. He's coming out with his beautiful wife, Kristen. She's bringing her cello, and they're talking about the Brave New World performance happening on Saturday, October 5th.
James P. Owen is the founder of the Center for Cowboy Ethics and Leadership. He's written a book called The Try, Reclaiming the American Dream.
And then John Espinoza Nelson will be on with us. He's the former bookstore bandit. He's coming out to speak about his book, Where Excuses Go to Die.
Have all of your legal questions answered by attorney John Fuller on Legally Yours.
And then New York Times bestselling author Dr. Susan Forward will be on the air talking about her book, Mothers Who Can't Love, a healing guide for daughters. All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Life may not come with guarantees, but buying your next vehicle from Ford Lincoln of Ocala sure does. Start with their 7-day new vehicle price guarantee. If you find the identical new Ford or Lincoln vehicle anywhere else for less, Ford Lincoln of Ocala will refund you 110% of the difference. That's guaranteed. In the market for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Buy with confidence with Ford Lincoln of Ocala's 30-day pre-owned exchange policy. That's guaranteed. Ford Lincoln of Ocala's goal is to make buying your next vehicle fun, simple, fast, and guaranteed.
guaranteed. Shop Ford Lincoln of Ocala today on North Highway 441, open 7 days a week, or shop at home at FordofOcala.com. A 7-day new vehicle price guarantee, a 30-day pre-owned vehicle exchange policy. That's buying with confidence. That's buying from Ford Lincoln of Ocala. That's guaranteed. Ford Lincoln of Ocala reserves the right to verify quotes, advertise prices, 30-day pre-owned exchange policy, or 1,000 miles from date of purchase. Does not apply to vehicles sold as is. See dealer for complete details.
Real quick, look at Alabama. Seems like they're not the flavor of the week for some reason or the other. People are always trying to say they're not number one. I look at their resume. I don't see anything too bad. I mean, they score when they have to score. They shut you down like they did with Ole Miss, 25-0. Play defense. They're not a great football team. They're the best of the bunch until somebody knocks them off, and it won't be by the next 2 weeks because they play Georgia State and Kentucky. They are the number one team in the country, the top of the SEC, and I think they're the number one club. And anybody thinks they're not, I'm sorry. You can vote Georgia or Oregon, whoever. Alabama is the best football team out there.
Buddy, they're absolutely the best. I just think they've become the Darth Vader of college football.
Could be, and that's okay. Darth Vader was pretty powerful. Heisman, we got just about a minute and a half to talk Heisman. It's a little bit scrambled right now. We have a little bit more of a sampling than we had before. Name me one or two players that have not been on the list that you think should be up for consideration, and I'll tell you who's on the list the USA they put out, ranking what they think are the best players at this point in time.
This guy's sort of been on the list, but not real high. Taj Boyd, they're still undefeated, and he still puts up a lot of numbers.
It's way down the list, by the way. On the USA
Jameis
Today.
Winston at Florida State should get serious consideration.
He moves up to number 8 on USA Today's list.
Well, I would have had Winston too, and only because a freshman finally won it. So now it sort of opens the floodgates. Right. It's easier to put a freshman on there now. So that would be my guy.
Well, Donnie Manziel is still number 1 on this particular list.
Sure. And he should be.
And then they've got a guy we never talk about and never gets so much love, Marcus Mariota.
Absolutely.
Oregon.
Far away from us.
We don't see him
on TV. They're going to win the national championship.
Taj Boyd's third. Ugh. The guy gets no respect. And by whatever standards you want to put him out there, maybe he didn't look as good. But look, A.J. McCarron, how could you not consider a guy with 2 national championships?
Because
he's a game manager.
Yeah, the running game is so powerful.
But he doesn't do anything wrong. He had 3 picks last year. And
so same reason
but he doesn't do anything flashy enough.
He's the Ken Dorsey to me of 2013.
Let me just tell you who he is. He's Bart Starr. By the way, who also played at Alabama, who went on to win multiple championships in the NFL.
I like the Ken Dorsey thing because that's somebody we all know. It's not some old guy that none of us saw except
Bart
you.
Starr.
Yeah. Bart Starr.
Super Bowl
Look, but did anybody except Buddy see him play? No. So, Ken Dorsey we all saw.
I'm sorry. I guess he didn't exist then. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just take everybody. Let's put everybody who wasn't around ESPN 89. Let's just get them out of here. Obviously,
no.
Doesn't count. It's over.
Tell me how great Billy Kilmer is.
We're out of time. And Thomas, off with his little barbs and his insults. We'll get him back tomorrow. Don't worry. Thanks to everybody today, Angie and the whole gang here around the water cooler. I'm Buddy Martin. Have a great night, everybody.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page